All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. In fact, a very good afternoon. It's late afternoon here in Delhi, and we are super excited to host a wonderful webinar, which we are going to plan from the House of Paramount. Yes, it is indeed our pleasure to welcome you all. I am 𝗗𝘁𝗶𝗰. I'm a marketing consultant by profession. And with me is Manjit Singh Saini, who is the CEO of Paramount Instruments. Welcome, Manjit. It's a pleasure to have you here and plan an amazing session for the people on what is our topic. Our topic for today is how effective quality control can 10x your business. Welcome, Manjit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very good evening, my friends. And let me express my heartfelt thanks to each and every attendee who has taken up the time to attend this webinar on quality. And I just want to say, the more you learn, the more you earn. So with this, let's start today's session. Over to you, Gagan.
Thank you so much, Manjit. It's indeed, I would actually say that this is a wonderful initiative which you have decided to take for the society with your years of experience and collective experience of Paramount being 58 years. And now thinking that, you know what, we have done that, we have gotten expertise. But yes, if this expertise doesn't get to the people, what use of that expertise is? And I think it's a wonderful initiative to tell people more about how they can incorporate quality in their systems, in their processes, in their mindset every day, and so that they can have better impact on their customers and on their businesses. So, friends, I'm looking forward to this particular session. What we are going to do is, of course, after the introduction, we will go for about a 40-minute session where I'll be asking a lot of questions to Manjit, and he will talk about his expertise in this particular channel. And then what we will do, we are going to take, and I'm sure after the session, you will have a lot of question answers as well. I will make sure, and we will, both me and Manjit will make sure that we answer each and every question which you have on your mind today. So 40 minutes approximately of the session, and then we will spend as much time as possible to answer your questions around quality and quality implementation in your businesses. And then, you know what, for a lot of our attendees, we have 3 lucky winners. We will take out 3 lucky winners from our attendees to have some gift, an interesting gift from Paramount as well. So there you go. And before I actually start asking Manjit questions, let's first get to know Manjit a bit more, right? Manjit, right, is, of course, our speaker for today, and he's from Paramount Instruments, the CEO, and the company is well known in the textile testing instrument segment within India, right? Manjit did his schooling from GNPS Delhi, where he was appointed as the first head boy of the school. He, of course, stood first in the class in commerce domain in class 11th, and in class 12th, he was a topper in accountancy. Wonderful, right? Manjit has undertaken textile testing trainings from UK and USA. He has also undertaken various management trainings at IIM Ahmedabad and MTI Gurgaon. He has traveled to UK, USA, Japan on specialized CEO missions and leadership trainings. A widely traveled man, Mr. Manjit has traveled to more than 63 countries across the globe. And you know what? The experience, what he brings to the table in his machinery, his instruments, what he creates, it comes from the tons of experience which he has gained across the globe. Today, Manjit is the CEO and technical director of Paramount Group. Paramount has more than 100 instrument types in textile domain, with latest instrument which are IoT technology enabled. Yes, this is the latest one. More than 55,000 installations, 5,400 compatible labs they have created, a setup already, and they are already exporting to 63 countries. Paramount today is indeed regarded as the pioneers and leaders in the textile testing instruments. Under his leadership, Paramount has further diversified into domains like footwear, leather, artificial leather, automotive, paper, cardboard, and packaging industry. And in fact, since 1964, Paramount is on a mission to help companies grow exponentially through quality control. His hobbies are yoga, reading biographies, and self-help books. And if you've been to his office, he has got tons of these books lined up next to each other, which is just amazing to see, right? Life is beautiful. Keep on enjoying it is his mantra for living a very happy and energized life. And all who have been close to him, we know the kind of positive energy he exuberates every single moment, and that is wonderful about him. Here I present to you the quality control expert from Paramount, Manjit Singh Saini. Manjit, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure that you are going to be speaking today on a very, very critical topic and educating further people on how effective quality control can 10x their business, right? So, Manjit, I will start from the very start, right? You've been into the textile industry. You've seen the textile industry from very closely, for that matter. I want to understand from you, first of all, what do you see as the potential of garment and textile industry? Let's start from there, and then we'll get to know more about the quality.
Thank you so much, Gagan, for such a wonderful introduction. Really appreciate that. See, the potential of the garment and textile industry is something, which we all need to comprehend. It is such a wonderful industry that I can say that 4.5 crore people are employed by this industry. We, the Indians, happen to be the second largest exporter of textiles and clothing in the world, with about $44.4 billion of exports in the financial year 2022. Now, I think the government of India has opened up 100% FDI through the automatic route in the textile industry. So we can say is going to actually, explode in a beautiful way. We are poised to grow to $190 billion by 2025. Just see the kind of potential we carry in this industry. And in the coming years, the demand for textile will rise many folds. From the present 7.9 billion people who walk on planet Earth, I think we'll be moving to 8.2 billion people by 2025. And just see, the global textile industry will grow to 2.1 trillion. Please see it is T, not the B. It's $1 trillion industry by 2025. Now just see the humongous potential which is actually, staring at us. We have to take action. And then also due to COVID-19 crisis, the biggest of the buyers, all over Europe as well as America, we all know that they have reversed their trend, buying from China. They don't want to go there much. And on account of this, we, the Indians, are a country which is on a tremendous advantage.
Super.
We have been given this great opportunity to tap this golden opportunity, my friend, and we all need to understand this. And we need to offer advantage India to all the buyers in the world. Through what? Through a large pool of skilled and economical, I will not say cheap, economical workforce we have. And we have a reservoir of Indian natural resources which we are blessed with. Yeah. And we also happen to have the biggest pool of textile graduates in the whole world. We have the maximum textile graduate available anywhere on planet Earth. And our legacy in textiles and handmade articles is well known from centuries. Yeah. And we are also happen to be the biggest producer of cotton in the world, and many, many more. Gagan, you can understand the kind of potential which is there in this wonderful industry of ours.
Super, super. I'm amazed at this. Yes, I have closely seen textile industry in the past few years, and this potential is just growing for that matter. And pandemic has been a blessing in disguise for that matter, and I see that already, right? So now let's come to the question. We have a lot of business owners here in the room who have joined us, and we also have a lot of people from the industry and their team members who have come in, right? And before I actually move ahead, I would request you all, if you are excited, you are here, tell us, because I see there are more than, what, 65 people in the room at this moment. Type it in the chat box if you can, or if you have the permission, type it in the chat box as yes, if you are now looking forward to know more about how you can actually make quality control as one of the segments which you need to develop. So type in yes if you are also facing some challenges around quality control, or you think quality control is very, very critical. See if you can type in yes, that would be wonderful. I don't see a message. Maybe the chats are closed. Shresh, you can see that probably. All right. Never mind. Let's get to the next question, Manjit. I would like to now ask, now that you've spoken about the potential, I would now like to ask, how can one take an advantage of this particular current scenario? The industry is growing. How the industry professionals can take the advantage of this?
Yeah, I think that's a very valid question, because the kind of potential we carry is very, very big. So to me, I strongly feel to take full advantage of all the resources which we have, and the big opportunity which is there with us, and we enjoy. We need to have the prime catalyst, which needs to be added, which is, I will strongly call it as a quality mindset. This is something, quality control can be a big game changer in this for our textile, garments, handicraft, and in fact, every other industry. To me, this is the most important thing on which we need to focus on, so that, and you take care of any industry. You see any industry, whenever we have done quality control to a different level, we have always emerged out as a true winner. And for textile industry as well, when the whole world is coming towards us, it is very important for us that we need to change the quality mindset. We need to strengthen it. We need to sharpen it. Through this, we can do. And I strongly feel, Gagan, that this is the most important thing which we need to work on to take our country to a different level in textiles.
All right, I can absolutely understand that. Now you picked up the topic around quality control, and you have mentioned that how people can really take the advantage of this. Quality control is definitely very, very critical, right? What I would now like to ask you, Manjit, you have seen the industry very closely. You deal with the textile companies and garment companies every single day. In fact, many of them every day. What do you think are the challenges, or what do you think is really holding the business owners or the team members of these companies to take that kind of advantage? What is holding them up?
Okay. We are very blessed, that we have had a lot of customers, thousands of customers with us. And I really want to thank so many of the customers who are there with us now as well. I personally feel that in order to, take the full advantage, and in order to make sure that people take complete control over the situation so that they can get the maximum returns, it is not only one. I think there are three things we all need to work on. And those three things are, first is, anyway, evident. We have to inculcate the quality mindset. See, everything starts from mind.
Manjit, I think there are some challenges, Manjit, with your connection.
Oh, let me just check it out, please.
Yes, please take.
Yeah, because we really want everybody to take full advantage.
Because at times, your voice. Hold on, everyone. I think Manjit is facing a bit of a challenge. Let's get to go. All right, Manjit, let's speak again and see if you are able to.
Can you hear me now? Or
yes, not? Yes, your connection's
okay. Great.
Connection seems to be okay now.
Yeah, that's great. So first we were talking about, what are the things which can help us tap full potential. Now for that, I really want to make sure that first is the quality mindset. That's very, very important, my friend. everything starts with the mind. Yeah, we all know this very well. So in this industry as well, we need to change the mindset so that, and in all the organizations, we need to have the different mindset. We can move towards that. And then the next thing, the second thing which is there is, we must adapt to the latest technologies to increase our productivity. It is only the new ways and the new methods of production with automation which can tap this actually mammoth opportunity which is available to us now. These are two things. And the third thing is, which I'll say last but not the least, is we must adopt systems and processes to run our organization. Through the systems and processes, most of the things can be put on auto mode, which will increase the productivity to an appreciable level, and which is right. So, three things: mindset, latest technology, and systems. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. So, Gagan, I strongly feel very, very important. We all need to take care of this.
All right. Okay. Wonderful. I would request also that you can keep the mic a little closer to your face, nearby, so that it is people can actually hear. At times, the voice goes sometimes. Okay. Now that you've got deep into, you've started speaking about quality, let's go a bit deep into the quality perspective, right? This is where people want to really know more about. How do you, or how can you really take quality control to the next level, right? Let's first understand that, and then we'll get into the basics and the advanced level of quality requirements, what we have in today's world, because you deal with them. Let's first understand how can you really take quality control to the next level?
Okay. I think that's again a very important question. Friends, I can tell you quality control is the very premise of success, not only in textiles, but just in any business. Just see, right? China has won the manufacturing game on account of quality products which they supply to the whole world, and it became a world factory. Yeah, it was so nice. And we're all aware that it's only with quality control that premium prices can be charged. We all know this, and we all know the companies which are there. We can take examples right from Rado to Rolex. These are the companies, to Apple, to 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲, to Audi, to all of these companies, to Rolls-Royce. They have, with their impeccable quality, they are the ones who can charge many times higher than their competitors. And this is very, very important. And in context to the quality, I'll say, in garments and in home textiles and in textile business per se, which is our topic of today. Yeah. How can we build the quality mindset or quality control is, what we need to do is we need to set an in-house testing lab. It's a very simple system. You need to have the quality control mindset, simply having a small in-house testing lab. Now let's dwell on this, how setting a quality control lab can take your business to the next level. We have seen companies becoming 10 times their size so fast because they had a quality mindset. We kept on setting laboratories for them, and they kept on improving, going up. So the first thing which I strongly feel is, when you have a quality control lab, it reduces the rejections. Yeah, rejections is a very scary word here in textiles or in garment export. The moment you hear this word, you feel uncomfortable, because rejection is something which we all want to avoid. So, simple thing, by setting an in-house testing lab, you're going to reduce and in fact avoid rejections in a big way. That is number one advantage. Yeah. Second advantage, it saves a lot of time and money in testing and retesting. And let me try to explain it with a simple example. Say, for example, if you get an order for 10,000 shirts, So what you'll do is you will actually place an order. So what happens is you get maybe 10,000 meters of fabric. Now the vendors brings 10,000 meters of fabric and you want to start. Now before that, what you have to do is you have to ensure that that fabric is exactly as per the requirements of the buyer to whom our shipment is to go. Simple. Now, what we do is we send a sample of that particular fabric to the commercial lab, which is third-party lab like SGS or ITS or 𝗧𝗶𝗰 Veritas. Now your sample goes there, they're going to take about a week's time. Now fabric is kept with us. We have got 30 days to make the shirts. Fabric is there with the third party. Now they do the testing and hard luck. Unfortunately, the fabric is rejected. Now what you do is you have to again call your dyer, friend, please take it back, make it okay. And now you have got the testing done for rubbing fasteners, for washing fasteners, for light fasteners, and so many more samples. Now the lab has taken a bill of about 70,000 rupees. Now your vendors takes the fabric back, he does some treatment, brings it back. You again send it to the third party lab because you have to make sure your shirts are perfectly as per the conditions. I think somebody is saying voice is not clear. So we need to see how can we make the voice clear. Just
Yes,
hang
so-
for a while, guys.
Manjit, maybe if you are on a mic, you can remove that mic and use the laptop speaker. I think that should be also okay.
Let me
If you
just
are- So, friends, just hold on. I think Manjit may be facing a bit of a challenge. So just a moment. I think he should be soon seeing. I think
can you hear me now?
I think the voice is better. Yes.
What do you say? Not just we're all facing. Yeah, Manojji, I can understand. Thank you so much for informing us. It is people like you who does good to everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for that, Manojji. Really appreciate. Now, is it okay, Gagan?
Now it is okay. Now it is better. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes. Now Mohit Gupta says okay. Oh, good.
I can hear you, man. Now, what we were saying was, now the fabric has again come back to the exporter. He wants to make 10,000 shirts. Now he again sends it there. Now they will again charge you the money. Nobody's going to do anything free of service. 70,000 at the first time they've charged, and 70,000 they will again charge for all the things. And also your 10 days have gone by. So my friends, just understand, just by having a simple, thank you, Suresh. Really appreciate that. I can understand the voice is clear now. Thank you so much. Just by having a simple in-house testing lab, you have saved so much of time as well as money, because the moment you receive the fabric from a vendor, test it on the instrument which you've got yours in your lab, and then send it to and if it is okay, send it to the commercial lab. Immediately, you can take a decision. See the kind of saving which you do on time as well as money. So in order to take your business to the next level, it is very important that we need to have a simple in-house quality control lab. That was point number 2. We saved rejections and we saved a lot of time as well as money. Number 3, now what happens is when we have the testing being done on each and every lot, we get a confidence. Yeah. See, if it is happening in my company, I as a CEO will get a lot of confidence that my people are testing, so there's no problem. With that confidence, when I go back to the buyer, buyer is going to see that confidence on my face, and he'll see, that this company will definitely give us always the right kind of quality which we are aiming at. So third thing is we raise our own confidence by having a simple in-house testing lab. And then the fourth thing is, when he sees the confidence, when he sees the right kind of things coming, the trust of the buyer gets fortified, it's strengthened. And the more trust gets, the more are the chances of, getting more and more orders. He will love to place order for 20,000 shirts now instead of 10,000 shirts, because he knows what he's getting is exactly as per standards. So what you're getting is you're getting bigger orders. And my friends, we all know it well. When we have the bigger orders, we also get bigger profits because it's a very normal thing. It's a very natural thing. Bigger orders will give you bigger profits. So with reduced rejections, savings on time and money, deeper trust, confidence being built, bigger orders, higher profits, ultimately what we get is, my friends, peace of mind. And you will all agree with me, my friends, that the ultimate aim of a human soul is to be happy and have peace of mind. Now just see how beautifully, how nicely, with a simple in-house testing lab, you can achieve this particular thing and how magical it is. Gagan, could I explain it easily?
Absolutely. No, I completely see that. And I already see messages on the chat box from Partha, Pratim, Roy, Chaudhary, and Quality Fabrics, Rahul, saying that very informative discussion. And the discussion is just heating up, I would say, which is warming up. Now, Manjit, I would like to ask you some very specific questions around quality, right? I want you to tell us what are the basic requirements which each and every company should look at in quality control. What are those basic things which everybody who wants to know anything about quality should know? Tell us, please.
Oh, thank you so much. So with our more than 25 years of experience in this line, in textile industry, we have been serving, and we are very fortunate and we are so happy that we are in a position to serve thousands of our customers. Thank you so much, Deepak. I can see that. Thank you so much for coming as well. Really appreciate that. We have identified 7 most important quality parameters which anyone connected to textiles must be aware of. We strongly feel, talking to hundreds of our customers, going there, talking to them, understanding about the requirement, we have seen 7 most important quality parameters. And let me tell you those parameters which are very, very important. And we strongly feel that if you don't know about these parameters, it is not good for your business. Actually, then somebody can take you for a ride, which we never will like any of our customers taken for a ride, because we value our customers, we esteem our customers. The 7th thing which are there is, the first and the most important thing is the color matching. The color matching is one of the most important factors, which we have to understand, that whatever sample the buyer has sent and whatever sample we have got it made from our dyer, they should be exactly matching, so that buyer in America or in Europe gets exactly the thing which he wants and he's happy about it. The first thing is color matching. The second thing which is very important is rubbing fastness. This is the second most important quality parameter. See, when I'm sitting in the chair, my hands are being rubbed with the chair. So anything, they want to make sure that the rubbing fastness is always exactly as per their requirements. Say, the 3 or 4 plus. The second quality parameter is rubbing fastness. And third is washing fastness. So we don't want that we send something to in America, a t-shirt, and then when the person puts it in the washing machine, the whole colors comes out. It will not be really good, and it will be a big problem for the supplier as well, So we have to make sure that the third element, which is washing fastness, is always taken care of. The fourth element is the shrinkage. So you buy a 40 size t-shirt and you wash it and it becomes 36. And this is not possible, And we are very much afraid when they do about these kind of things in America and Europe, because they can claim for any kind of this thing. So the buyer is very, very particular. So we have to make sure that the fourth element, which is shrinkage, is always duly tested and taken care of before the shipment leaves. And then the fifth one is, which is again a very important thing, is called yarn count. Yarn count is the fineness of the thread. And the fifth thing you are all aware of is the GSM. See, the t-shirts or the knitted fabric is always taken with a GSM, gram per square meter. So GSM becomes the sixth most important quality parameter. And the last but not the least is the construction. That is called Tana Bana. Bachpan mein, we used to see na, itne, is taraf kitne dhage, is taraf kitne dhage hai. That also is a very important quality parameter. So these 7 parameters, if you're not aware of, or you don't have the facility to test, it can be a problem for you as well as for the buyers. And for all of these 7 things, different instruments are available in the market. So for color matching, you can always have an American standards or European standard color matching booth. And for rubbing fastness, we have got a crocometer, which is manual as well as motorized. For washing fastness, again, we have an ISO adhering standards laundrometer or an AATCC or combined, because we have a lot of our customers who are taking care of, who are catering to both the continents, Europe as well as America. So to them, when we get the opportunity, then we give them both the things, together in one equipment, which is called ISO plus AATCC laundrometer. Then for shrinkage, we have got ISO again, as well as a multi-slot shrinkage template, as well as a calibrated scale, which is a very simple way to check shrinkage accurately and easily. Yarn count can be tested with a manual yarn count balance, which is called a Beasley balance, or an automatic digi-count, which tells you everything very simply, quickly, and easily. And then GSM, we have got different models of GSM cutters for thicker fabrics, for man-made fibers, for knitted fabric, for woven fabric. We have a complete range, and they're also available in the market. And then construction, a lot of things are there. Most of you must be using, pig glass, or you must be using a PGLS. Rahul, thank you so much for this. Really appreciate that. And these 7 parameters needs to be taken care of very nicely. And Gagan, these 7 things we strongly feel are the most important things, which every of our customer and exporter should know about.
All right. Thank you so much. And Alok has also asked a question about CF to water and perspiration. We will come back to all the questions very, very soon, Alok. Thank you so much for talking about. This is part of our later discussion today. And while a lot of people are sending out messages, and they've even sent us personal messages that this is a great initiative, let me tell you, friends, that so many of you are here. That's so wonderful to see. It is not going to be a one-off session or a webinar which we are going to do. We are in fact going to come up or have planned a series of sessions which are going to be coming every single month, whereby we will talk about generic as well as very, very specific topics around quality control. We will go deep into each and every section. So the challenges you must be facing or may be facing can be taken up literally very, very clearly in one detailed session like this. So now, Manjit, you've already gotten a lot of creative juices getting into the people, because I can see questions coming from Anuradha. I can see questions coming from Umesh. We will take up all the questions. Please put your questions in the Q&A box like Alok Kumar Sharma has done, because we will be taking up all the questions very, very soon, another 10 minutes for that matter, right? Manjit, this is something which you've spoken about, the basic requirements. A lot of friends who are telling what are the other parameters, why they are not there. We have first spoken about the basic requirements, the 7 basic elements which are required in every quality control. My next question to Manjit is actually about advanced quality control. My next question to you, Manjit, is to talk about some of the specific instruments and specific kind of requirements which a lot of these textile and garment manufacturers may have. Do tell us more about this. And yes, like Babu Angappan says, future sessions can be focused on general problems in fabric quality. In fact, our next session is on fabric quality. And I would request you one thing, please. In your chat box, do tell us what details, what do you want to hear from us? What kind of questions or what kind of session do you want? Me and Manjit are going to guarantee that we are going to come up with those sessions. We can definitely guarantee. We will curate that session for you and give you knowledge onto that. So, Manjit, coming back to the question, tell us what are the specific instruments and required for very, very specific requirements? There is a question from Suresh Kumar around pH also. So let's get to hear for some of them.
Thank you so much, Suresh, for the pH, Anuradha, Umeshji for physical. I fully understand it, my friend. Thank you so much for that. And also, Mr. Babu. Let me tell you, we are, there are some specific requirements to the buyers, which is kind tensile strength tester. Umesh, we're taking care of the physical things now, my friend. Tensile is a very important property. And we see now most of the buyers wants to know about the tensile properties of the fabric or the garment, also the tearing strength. Again, a very specific requirement. They want to know if there's a tear apart, and then how quickly does the whole fabric goes off, tears apart. Then pH is another very important thing, as rightly pointed out by Suresh. pH is a very important thing because the buyers in America or Europe are very particular that the fabrics or the garment which they're getting from India or anywhere else in the world, they should have the right kind of pH balance. It's very, very important. See, my friend, all of these topics are very big topics. I can't explain everything, but I'll just like to touch upon them, and we'll keep on coming back to you guys so that we can give you more and more information on that. Then another thing which is becoming quite hot nowadays is the composition of fabrics. See, most of the people wants to know the percentage of cotton or rayon or wool. These things are becoming very, very particular, the buyers. The other important thing in the physical thing is abrasion as well as the pilling properties. Buyers wants to exactly know the pilling properties or the abrasion resistance of the fabrics or the garment which are supplying them. The latest, thing which is coming up is because of the lycra fabrics, everyone wants to know the fabric stretch and recovery. Buyer exactly wants to know how much is the property of this particular garment which has got stretch, as well as what is the recovery properties of that, plus many, many more. We have got more than 100 instruments, friends. But the thing is, we will keep on coming up with all the instruments one by one, and we have a lot of instruments with which you can check the different quality parameters, both physically, you can check, wet things you can check. You can check color fastness properties. You can check flammability properties. You can check crease recovery. You can check so many things we have. We will keep on coming back to you. It will be so nice, as Gagan told, whatever you want us to cover, we'll keep on covering them one by one. So Gagan, these were some of the most specific instruments or requirements of the buyers, which we are getting now, right? Over to you.
So what we are trying to cover at this point, or what Manjit has mentioned, covers probably, I can completely understand 80% of the overall thing, but the industry and the requirements are so large. I can see so many of you are actually talking about a lot of things which are there. And yes, Quality Fabric says, please explain more about tensile machine. Please put this question into the Q&A box. We will talk more about these machines and whatever your questions are, right? So having spoken about some of the instruments, and yes, we want to keep some time for our Q&A as well, right? I see that people are really getting excited and they have started putting questions in the Q&A box, and we are going to answer all of them. But before I actually go into the Q&As, Manjit, I would like to ask you about, now, as we all know that technology is really taking a lot of forefront when it comes to planning anything, any kind of machinery, right? And with this whole industry 4.0 coming in, and with the whole Internet of Things, what we call it as, right? The machines are far now being demanded as industry 4.0 ready, whereby IoT has become the prime central spot for anything what you want to do. So what I want to ask, well, I understand already that the international scenario, the US, Europe, Australia, they're all already quite ahead in terms of technology and IoT, right? How India, our machinery in India is progressing with regards to IoT, and what are the steps which can be taken within this segment and the machinery which is being produced, so that you can, or one company can actually have better control onto things. Your thoughts on Industry 4.0 as well as IoT will be highly appreciated, Manjit.
Perfect. I think this is a very valid thing, which I really appreciate. You're asking this question because everybody will be interested in this. IoT means Internet of Things, and things in the IoT, in the Internet of Things, are the intelligent units. We are very lucky. We have got our friend, who's on our panel, Deepak, who's there with us. He has, when I talk to him that I want to talk to so many people about this, he's a master in this domain. So he sent me some very, very simple things, which I'll try to explain. But otherwise, let me tell you, when we started long time back, there were manual instruments, right? We were doing most of the things manually. Then slowly, the whole thing shifted to electrical things. It was motorized things which were happening automatically. We don't have to use our hands manually to do the testing. So from manual to electrical, and then we went to electronics. Yeah, because now electronics has come in the instruments, and we can program the instruments, they can do the testing by themselves, and then they can give the results as well, right? Manual, electrical, electronics. Now the industry is progressing too fast. The technology is moving too fast. Now the next thing, which is Industry 4.0, which you were talking about, Gagan, is all about IoT. IoT means that it has got hardware and software which contains sensors and actuators to implement different logics. Yeah, and the logic can be calculating the tensile strength of the fabric accurately without much of the human intervention. It does that. Seam slippage is another very, very important thing. And my friends, who are all listening, they will know that seam slippage is the latest requirements of the buyers abroad. They all want to have the seam slippage testing done through software only. They don't want to, to have a particular unit with which the moment it opens up 6 mm, they have to stop the machine. Nothing. The IoT has enabled us that we can do the whole thing automatically. It is happening. Now, IoT, and again, I'm very happy and a little bit proud to say that we happen to be the first company in India which has got the seam slippage thing done, through IoT, through automatically from our equipment. Now, IoT will collect the data from the machine to do the analysis, like number of tests conducted. We have all the data. IoT helps us in such a beautiful way. Number of program used, and many, many more things. And these things which I was talking about, they are connected to the network through Wi-Fi or Ethernet. I think things are becoming a little more technical. Let me try to explain the things in a very simple way. See, for example, if a customer is working with Marks and Spencer and Next, now they have got a tensile testing machine which does everything according to their standards. Now after some time, you start working with 𝗧𝗏. 𝗧𝗏 has got their own standards. So what will happen is, if you are using an IoT machine, maybe from Paramount or from any abroad vendors, you simply have to send us the standards against which you want to do the testing. Our people sitting in the control room will put all those standards in the machine and push the thing. So you don't have to do anything. You don't require anybody to come to your place to put the 𝗧𝗏 or Next standards. They will be done right from our factory in your place, wherever you are in Chennai, or you are in Pune, or you are in Rajasthan, anywhere. One thing. Second thing, anything goes wrong, God forbid, anything goes wrong in the machine, don't have to worry about anything. Simply pick up the phone and call to the person from where you've taken. Say, for example, Paramount. You say, Paramount, my machine, this is a problem. And we can set the machine sitting right there in a factory. No need for any person to go there and set the machine right, because we will take your whole machine through internet units, and then we will tell them, my friend, the particular wire has come out. Please put the wire, everything will be okay. The IoT is changing the whole scenario of the business. IoT can also do predictive maintenance. Without you knowing some problem is going to happen, we in our factory can tell, sir, after 3 months' time, your equipment requires maintenance because this particular thing will be going out of the way. So this is the kind of power which you'll be getting. And so your equipments, most of the equipments will be converted into IoT equipments. So for example, now we have Textile, then we have 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲, then we have the lab conditioning chamber, then we have the Martindales. Everything will go into IoT so that you keep on doing your testing there and we keep on taking care of your equipment sitting in our factory, in our office. It is so beautiful. We can support you remotely. We can update your all the programs as you get your updates on your phone. Similarly, your testing equipment will get the updation automatically. You don't have to go anywhere, right? And I can tell you, I think people want to know more. Please know we'll be having a complete session on simply IoT only, so that we can explain anything about that. I've got about 40-50 minutes today. I'd love to cover all the things. So we can update your machines, we can maintain your machines before they go out of hand, and we can even calibrate your machines. See the power of IoT. So in short, IoT is all about future-proofing your equipments. So Gagan, this is how things are changing.
Wonderful. No, I can see that. And I know I have seen a lot, it has generated an interest of a lot of people, because IoT is the most important thing which is going to move forward. And this is the future, immediate future. In fact, as I saw Deepak writing, yes, IoT is the need of the day, and Paramount is indeed one of the pioneers in bringing IoT technology already. And let me tell you, friends, I'm a marketing consultant. I've seen people talking about their business. And when you, as your business, talk to any buyer internationally, and you say that we are using quality testing parameters, quality machines, which are IoT enabled, which reduces any kind of anomaly, the confidence what your customers get there is tremendous. And that is what Manjit is saying are the possibilities with all of that what we're talking about. But yes, points taken, questions heard. We are definitely going to do some dedicated sessions on specifically on IoT, specifically on Fabric. In fact, our next session is also going to be on Fabric, and I'm going to be announcing the topic of the Fabric, the session very, very soon. But before I actually take up the questions, people are also now very eager to get their questions answered. There are already 12 questions in the Q&A box, with more than 75 people still in the room. I would request, Manjit, this is the last question from my side before I take up questions. You haven't yet spoken about Paramount. I would like to request you to talk to us about how is Paramount making a difference in this world so far. I know that you have more than 100 instruments, but some of the specific things which you've spoken about, and it's just, I also know, by the way, it is just not the machines, or it's just not the instruments. You make a difference in many ways. Please tell us, how is Paramount making a difference?
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. What we're trying to do is, in our own modest way, we're trying to give back to the industry which has given us so much. So our ways of contributing to this wonderful industry, for which we are so thankful, is we make latest technology instruments. That is one way of our contribution. And then we also put a lot of emphasis on creating awareness through quality control sessions, which we keep on having with different associations all across India. That is also, we strongly feel this is our requirement, and this is expected out of us, that we have been here from a long time and we need to contribute. And then the third contribution which we are trying to do from our side modestly is through our Quality Live in Action series. We say Quality Live in Action series, in which we go to a cluster of exporters, and then practically we show them how testing is done and how results are interpreted. This is a simple way of, just teaching, in a simple way, educating that how and why these things are required and how to nicely use the instruments in the correct way. The fourth way, a very simple way of our contribution is we do CSR projects, going to our different customers where we promote good health and happiness through Meditate India and initiative. We promote good health and stress-free living by spreading knowledge of yoga and pranayama among the employees of our clients so that they can live happily and that they can do their jobs beautifully well. To us, it is very, very important, that people should live in a stress-free environment. That is because export business is full of stress. And from our side, we go and then try to do some kind of exercises. And our customers are very kind and they allow us to, go to their organizations, and then we are in a position to contribute from our side. We also sometimes visit, NIFT or 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲. I have been very lucky to get the opportunity of going to these places and other fashion institutes like Amity School of Fashion, in which we share our knowledge on quality control with the students. That's the future of India, to make them future ready. This is again a small contribution from our side. And I feel proud and humbled that Paramount happens to be a company which gives a lifetime buyback warranty on each and every of our equipment. And I feel so happy that we happen to be, the only company in India which can give this kind of thing. And it is not because of us, it is because of our customers. They have taught us so many beautiful things that we could work on each and every aspect of equipment to make it, future-proof. We keep on updating it. And we happen to be a company, we will love to see our customers go along with us in the new world. So sometimes we take old instruments back from them and give them the new instruments, that they're always future ready with us. And on account of all of these small things, our contribution, I feel lucky to inform that our customers, not us, our customers regard us as pioneers and leaders, and we are so indebted to them for this. And we also have 55,000 plus installations of our instruments all across India and abroad. We have set more than 5,400 complete labs. And we love setting labs. Every time we set a lab, we feel a little bit proud that we have another of our customers who is taking advantage of the quality control. And we are again very lucky. We have exported to more than 63 countries across the globe. And when the buying houses, we are again indebted to them, because the buying houses operating in India, 80% of them are normally using Paramount instruments to ensure the quality of their merchandise. And if I talk about the topmost 100 exporters, again, we are very lucky and we are humbled that more than 85 of the topmost 100 exporters will be having Paramount labs. Wow. So we strongly believe in our tagline, which says, we do not produce testing instruments, we manufacture peace of mind in our factories. And this is how we do it. Gagan, we are trying to put in our small efforts so that we can contribute to our industry in whatever possible way we can do it.
Super. Wonderful. So I already see that, Manjit, this is something which is so powerful. And now that we have spoken about this, I see some of the questions coming around the buyback policy and all that. So Quality Fabrics, your name, you could leave your number. We will be very happy to connect with you. Or in fact, I will tell 𝗧𝗃 from our team, 𝗧𝗃, he's one of the directors again at Paramount, to please also leave your information so that people can reach out to you. But I want to talk about one thing here, friends. This Quality Live in Action series, what Paramount has started, where there we actually go with to an association, and to all the members of the association, we show quality and the machines live in action in their city. So in case you are a part of some association, reach out to us. We will be very happy to plan one such quality live in action series or events in your city as well, along with that association. Important for us is that this is done along with an association. So reach out to us if any one of you want to do that as well, right? So Manjit, now that we have spoken about a lot of these elements, it's time that we take up some questions. And as I said, and as we promised, we are going to take each and every question which has come up, right? And yes, as we promised, the 3 lucky winners out of all the attendees today are going to get some gift as well. A lot of people have stayed throughout the event. I see still 71 people in the room, which is really wonderful. So Manjit, the questions start from Alok Kumar. He had put in a question long back. He spoke about water and perspiration fastness. What are your comments on that? Please talk about it.
Thank you so much, Alok-ji, for a wonderful question, because everybody will benefit from this. The thing is, perspiration fastness is a very special, test which is done with a perspirometer. What happens is, if you are into, sportswear, then because when we are having a sportswear, we'll be running and when we'll be perspiring, a lot of perspiration will be there. So perspiration or water, it is done in the same equipment is number one. That is called perspirometer. Now, if I have to explain a little bit more, what happens is that when we perspire, the perspiration is of 2 types. One is alkaline, other is acidic. Mine can be acidic and Lokji, yours can be alkaline. So what we do is we take the sample of the fabric and then we take 2 other samples. We sandwich that particular sample in the 2 fabrics, which is multi-fiber fabrics. And then now the composite sample is prepared, right? After this, we'll prepare 2 types of perspiration, that is acidic as well as alkaline. And then we'll dip that particular thing so that the whole thing goes into that sample. Now, how do we make it? Again, it's a very simple process of pH meter. The pH 7 is a neutral 7, right? The more we move towards pH 7 to pH 14, it becomes alkaline, and we move towards 1, it becomes acidic, right? We prepare the samples. Now the samples have to be put into the perspirometer, in which the body pressure will be there. So we put the things in the acrylic plates and we put a pressure on that. Now the complete sample is ready to be tested. Now what we have done is we have prepared the perspiration, pasina ban gaya. Now we have also dipped the particular thing. Now we have also given the pressure of that because of the weight which is there. Now what needs to be provided is the body temperature. Now, the body temperature can be provided in an incubator or in an oven, which is about 37.5 or 97 degree, which the body has, right? We will put that whole machine into that oven for about 4 hours as standards, right? And when it comes out, we take it out and we'll see how much that particular fabric has, given out the colors on both the sides, because it's sandwiched. So on both the sides, we'll take the worst possible case. If one is better, one is worse, we'll take the worst thing and we'll keep that. Now with the help of a grayscale, the test is done. Now we do the grading. So 2 grayscales will be used in that, in which, first is the change in color, other is the staining. Now staining is taken care of with the help of a grayscale against staining. We will see the original sample of ours, how much it has stained the other fabric because of perspiration. We'll give it a marking, maybe 2 to 3 or 3. The other one, we'll see that how much color has come out of the fabric. That means when the color comes out, it becomes little faded away from the original fabric. So we'll keep the original fabric and the faded fabric together and then see the change in color. With this, we will give a grading to the change in color as well. Maybe it is 3 or 3 to 4. This is how the color fastness to water, the color fastness to perspiration, the color fastness to saline water, the color fastness to seawater. all of these tests are done in a perspirometer, which require a perspirometer, you require a pH meter to make that perspiration, and to provide the body temperature, you require a hot air oven or an incubator. 3 equipments are required to do this simple test of perspiration. And to us, it seems very simple, but when you do the testing, a lot of things needs to be done.
Right. So thank you so much, Alok. I hope your question has been answered. In the meanwhile, Manoj Mishra and 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 says, thank you so much, very much appreciable. Thank you so much for these. Quality fabrics, sir, your name is required. You seem to be interested in IoT instruments, what Paramount has. We will definitely tell you about this, as well as the buyback policy. In fact, Shresh has already shared our number and the details, which can be, or which where you can reach, or you leave your number to us. We will definitely be connecting with you to talk about, right? Manoj Mishra, the next question is from Manoj Mishra. And by the way, friends, I know that some of you might leave during the Q&A. Let me not hold you up in case you want to leave, but please stay back for as many questions as you want to get answered, because a lot you will come to know here. But I would like to thank you all for joining in and staying with us for past 1 hour, for that matter, to listen to that. But yes, we like to continue with answering all the questions here at this moment, right? So Manoj Mishra says, do mention about the static charges of the fabrics and other physical properties of testing. So there is a question around static charges and physical properties. Manjit, would you like to talk about them?
Yes, definitely, Manjit. This is a very good question as well. Physical properties involve a lot of things, Static charges is one of the things, which requires a lot of explanation, which I can't explain now. But Manojji, thank you so much for asking this question. But in regard to the physical things, we have tensile properties, we have tearing properties, we have, abrasion properties, we have pilling properties, we have fabric stretch and recovery, we have crease recovery tester. We have so many properties which are physical ones as well. So what I'll do is, I think we have the number of Mr. Manoj as well. I'm going to send them the details about most important physical properties which are required, in a garment export house, so that he gets all the information in written form. Instead of me explaining, it is going to take me 1 hour to explain all the physical things now here. But it is very important. And also, the static charges as well. It's a very specific thing which we need to, understand, which we need to measure, because that actually affects the overall working and the usage of the garment which we are having. So, Manojji, we're going to send you the complete details in this regard, so that you can have ample knowledge in this regard. And you are always welcome to come back to us, and we will be happy to. And I think some of the things, Manojji, we'll be covering in the future sessions as well. Say, for example, the tensile properties, they are very important ones. And thank you for raising that thing. And also the composition of fabrics. It's a very hot topic now. Also, the new thing which has come up is the fabric stretch and recovery. Because now you see, even our suits and pants and everything has got stretch in it to give feeling of comfort. That lycra thing is coming up everywhere. So we'll be touching on all of these things one by one, but they require a lot of time to explain. But thanks for bringing this question. Really appreciate that.
And before I actually move ahead, I would like to announce the topic which we'll be covering in the next session. Our next webinar will happen on 9th of September, which is about 50 days from now. And on this day, we will be covering about a very, very specific topic, friends. This topic will be how effective fabric inspection can double your productivity. Yes, we will be taking very, very specific questions around fabric inspection. We will also learn that day the critical steps in implementation of effective and fast fabric inspection in the garment export. So yes, a lot of action being planned. Next one is about fabric inspection, but we are still continuing with these questions. M. Pon Rajesh, he says, what are the testing equipments required for zip covers for mattresses? He had another question around the 7 testing type of instruments, which you have kind of already answered. But this is a specific question around testing equipments required for zip covers for mattresses. Please tell us more about it.
Okay. Now, zip covers is again a very important thing. And it is not only zip covers in the mattresses. It is also in the zip cover which we use in our pants. It is also in the zip cover which we use in our jackets. All of those things are very, very important. And I think it's Mr. Rajesh, if I'm not wrong.
Mr. Rajesh, yes.
Rajeshji, let me tell you, the basic things are all same. You know, you need to check the color fastness because it will be washed as well. You need to check the rubbing fastness as well because you will be sitting on it, you will be carrying it, you will be, moving it from one place to other. All of those things, which are 7 things, which, in fact, right from color matching to the rubbing fastness, even to the washing fastness or dry cleaning fastness, that is also there. And then we also need to check the fabric of which it is made. We also need to check out the GSM of this whole thing. But in zips, the specific requirement is at what pressure that the zip comes out, from the whole thing. That is also very, very important. And also we need to check that how many times we do up and down, and then it goes off, it falls apart. So in case of zips, this particular thing of checking the zips and then checking the strength of the whole unit and the basic tests, they're all taken care of. That they are very, very important. If you want anything more than this, again, if I start explaining everything, it's going to take me a lot of time. But you please feel free to send us an email, and we will love to send you all the details of things and how even the tests are done. Because we have got, specific technical details of specific instruments which are used for specific things. Yes. So once we send you that, it will give you a beautiful idea of how to use and what all things the instruments can do in regard to the zips, covers, and the zip thing as well. We'll be happy to send you that.
All right. So 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 asked another question in the chat box this time. Yeah. When a customer checks a fabric, the very first point he checks about the feel of the fabric is.
Yeah.
Do you have any method or instrument to judge the hand and feel of the fabric quantitatively and qualitatively?
Wonderful question, Rajashji. Let me tell you, this has been a very complex thing, to check the feel of the fabric. We have got different things. We have got stiffness of the fabric. We have got the drape of the fabric. You see, the drape, the skirt drape, which is there. We have got the feel of the fabric. I remember, when I went to America to do to learn about these testings, there used to be a system called 𝗗𝗶𝗺𝗲 system from Japan. And they showed me that it was a kind of complex thing where it was very costly. It was coming at that time also in crores of rupees. Now, feel is something which is a kind of complex affair. But normally, what happens is with few things like crease recovery or stiffness or the drape, it's a combination of all the things. But I think nowadays we have the people who are working on specific instruments which can give you the figure, the qualitatively as well as quantitatively the feel of the fabric. But they are not so accurate, I'll say. The exact feel can be felt with your beautiful hands and when you use the equipment. See, they say we have got so many instruments to check the color matching of the things, right? But when we see it from our own eyes, which is the best computer fitted in our body by God, then we come to know about the whole thing. But I think people of different companies, say SDL Atlas is working on an equipment. Other people also in Japan also, they're working on a very advanced equipment so that the feel of any kind of fabric can be given instantly, both qualitatively and quantitatively. In India, at present, we normally do it in the combination of certain things, say whether it is drape or the other properties. When we check it is through them, we try to have that particular thing, but soon we'll be having, because IoT systems and all those advanced systems are working very, very fast. And we have got wonderful people who are working on all of these things. We'll soon, and at present also, when it is available, Ajay, it is a very costly thing.
All right.
Yeah? So I think we'll soon be having something which is in our reach. Thank you so much.
All right. And I also understand, every such question can actually go to in great lengths in terms of the explanation. But we are trying to be a little crisp and short here because we still have a lot of questions to answer. But thank you so much, Rajat, for asking this question. I also see Deepak has been helping us answer some questions around this. So wonderful, Deepak 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲, thank you so much. Now, Rajesh Barua asks a question around the chemical parameters. What about the chemical parameters? Manjit, would you like to talk about the chemical parameters?
Yes, sir. The chemical parameters is, sometimes when we do the dyeing, we use certain chemicals which are kind of cancerous in nature, right? So we need to check it out whether they are still in the garments when they are going abroad. So the chemical parameters is again a very specialized field. For this, you need to have a gas chromatograph or thin layer chromatography. All of those things will help us to check the various chemical parameters of the fabric. But the buyers are very, very particular. And the equipment which are available to do this kind of testing, they are very, very costly. Yeah. So what we recommend is you can get these chemical parameters done from a commercial lab. They can do it for you because you can't spend kind of 1.5 crore rupees just to have a chemical testing done in your laboratory. But in case you reach to that level, we will surely recommend you that. But the chemical parameters are becoming very, very important because they feel if you're wearing a shirt and the shirt contains that particular formaldehyde test, which is one of the tests, which is there. And if it contains there, sometimes it is cancerous. It can even spread cancer the skin cancer can happen. That is why this is a very valid thing as by him. But again, this is for a normal laboratory. It is at present a little bit out of hand, but this can always be done with the help of a commercial lab like SGS or Bureau Veritas. And there are a list of chemicals which needs to be tested. It is not a small thing. It's a long list of chemicals and which Mr. Barua must be fully aware of. For this also, lot of descriptions are explanations required, but I hope I could, just give you a hint about these are very important things and they need to be tested if the buyer is very adamant on these. Please.
All right. Thank you so much. We are still carrying on with the questions, but you know what? We would like to hear from you. Some of you on the chat box, if you have liked the session so far, type in just one word for us in the chat box. What do you feel about the session today? It will really help us take things forward. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Alok Kumar Sharma, Quality Fabric says very, very good. I see a message from Suresh Kumar Jogan who says waiting for the future sessions. Thank you so much. Manoj Mishra says that countless thanks to Gagan as well. I'm very much impressed by the first conversation and I would like to be a part of it. Manoj, thank you. Why not? We will definitely make sure how we go forward with it. Definitely. Now, keep carrying on with the questions. Arvind Kumar Namde says, thank you for properly knowledge of testing methods and instruments. Pravendra Singh Chahal says, great session. Hi, Pravendra. So next question is from Alok Kumar Sharma, right? Okay, interesting one. Mohit Gupta says, very difficult to say whether content was good or both the speakers were good. So keep it up. Thank you so much, Mohit. Wonderful. Rajat says, thank you for both for the great session. Okay, Alok Kumar Sharma says, what if the color assessment cabinet is not accepted by the major international brand? What do we do in that case? I'm sure this problem must be faced by some of them.
Definitely, it's a very valid question, Alokji. Thank you so much for that. I'll tell you one thing, the big brands like, 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗃 or Gap or all of these, Zara, abroad, what they have done is they have got some kind of systems with some of the manufacturers in America or in Europe. Say, for example, if you're talking per se about, the color matching boots, there are two companies
which one company is in America, which is called 𝗧𝗃. Yeah, they will, all the buyers from America will say you need to take 𝗧𝗃 cabinet. Now, the second place is Europe, and in Europe there is a company called 𝗧𝗃. Yeah, 𝗧𝗃, which they say you have to take the color matching booth from 𝗧𝗃. Now, we have been, given these kind of things many times. And I'm again very humbled, and I really want to say that we happen to be the largest manufacturer of color matching booths in India. We manufacture them thousands of. We have got installations, maybe 10,000 color matching booths of Paramount are also there. But this is a very valid question. When the buyer does not accept, he will say, no, I want only 𝗧𝗃. Another will say, I want only 𝗧𝗃. So in order to take care of this also, what we have done is, we have got 3 kind of color matching booths with us now. One is, the one which is equivalent to 𝗧𝗃. The 𝗧𝗃 cabinet will be costing somewhere around 6.25 lakhs. We tried to make the same cabinet in India, and we could make it in about 2.25 lakhs. We could save 4 lakh rupees because of our mega production facility, all of those things. Now, what we have done is, we have used the same lights, original lights, which are used in the 𝗧𝗃 cabinet. And now we have started giving it to many of the exporters who will not like to go in for the bigger cabinet. But let me tell you, my friends, if the buyer is specific about that, you have to take that, right? In case of 𝗧𝗃 also, we've got a cabinet, which I think 𝗧𝗃 cabinet is again coming from 4.5 lakh to 2.5 lakh rupees. We have got the same cabinet with original 𝗧𝗃 lights, which is costing not even 1.5 lakh rupees. After this, we have got one cabinet, the third one, which is meant perfectly for our own environment, for Asia as well, in which we have got thousands of dyeing houses, thousands of processing houses, which they cannot even spend 6.5 lakh or even 1.5 lakh. For them, we have got a cabinet which is half the price, for about 70,000 rupees, which caters to both the requirements. But this is a very tricky thing. I don't want to say, take the name of the companies, but we are working with some of the giants in the textile industry, in which they've taken one unit from 𝗧𝗃 and then many more units from us, which are kept at different places. And then they are working along with that, because we prove them our cabinet, the matching in a cabinet will exactly match with the cabinet of 𝗧𝗃 or 𝗧𝗃.
Super.
But this is the outcome. Thank
Wonderful.
you so much.
Thank you so much, Manjit, for giving in more clarity. And next, we have a question from 𝗃𝗬𝗁𝐶𝗽𝗃. He says, it is a great idea to come up with such information sessions. My suggestion is to cover the solutions for quality issues. Like, there is one more issue which has mentioned, which is, I think, very valid. He says, if color fastness for a fabric is failing below 3, what is the corrective measure a mill can take to overcome the same at a certain stage?
See, again, a very valid question, because this particular problem keeps on happening and we keep on hearing about this. But let me tell you, Mr. 𝗃𝗁, what happens is, our equipment will check what is the degree of staining which is happening. Yeah, if it is 3 or less than 3 or more than 3. We have an equipment which can accurately tell that. But whatever is the treatment which needs to be done, that has to be done by the dyeing house or the processing house where the fabric has been processed. So they will be knowing, say, there are different kind of fabrics. There is cotton, there is rayon, there is mixed kind of fabric. So they will be knowing in a much better way what needs to be done to increase the grading from better than 3. Say it moves from 3 to 4 or 4. Our equipment will tell. The same reading will also come in a commercial lab when they send it to a SGS or an ITS. But the treatment of this is only available with the person who has dyed the fabric, who has processed the fabric. That has to be taken care of. We can always give them some recommendations that you can do this kind of treatment on this, then the color fastness will become better. but the solution lies with the guy from where the problem has emerged.
All right.
See, that is the thing. Please.
All right. Thank you so much. And I hope your question has been answered. 𝗧𝗺𝗺 Roy says, thank you very much for Manjit ji for sharing your expertise with us. Thank you so much, Partha, for joining us. M. Pon Rajesh, he says, we need a little bit more explanation on light fastness. I wonder if you've already given, but if not, please do give more information. Rajesh is eagerly waiting to hear from you on light fastness.
Yeah. Light fastness, Rajesh ji, is a very, very important aspect, my friend. In very, very simple terms, let me say, you wear a shirt, goes out in the sun, and the sunlight is there. Now, the light fastness tester will tell you after how many hundred hours of sunlight exposure, your shirt will start fading. Yeah. So light fastness is very important in suitings and sertings. It is very, very important in case some products are there which are usable with the sunlight as well. Say, for example, the curtains in your home, they are meant to stop the sunlight. So they're always, taking care of the sunlight doesn't come inside when it is too hot. Yeah. So xenon arc, there are three technologies, which are there, which we have been using till now. One was, it was called a MBTL fading lamp, right? That was the oldest technology which was used in 1940s and 50s, in which we will put the samples and there is a big bulb inside. The bulb will emit the sunlight and the samples will be put and they will be put as an exposure to them, right? That is an old system. Then we slowly moved on to the second system, which is called xenon arc system. Yeah. And xenon arc system also, we've got two ways. One is a xenon arc system in which we have the temperature, which is controlled, little bit controlled. We put the sample, there's a xenon, instead of MBTL fading lamp, there is a xenon arc test, which according to new standards, is much more similar to the sunlight because of its radiations, right? So we put the samples in that, but in that simple system, we don't have the control on the humidity. We can only control the irradiance. Irradiance means the power of the sunlight. We can control that, but temperature as well as humidity cannot be controlled. The third and the best possible system which is available is, in which we take care of all the properties. Say, for example, we will cover and we will take care of the humidity. We can change the humidity as per the requirements. Say, for example, it is much more humid in rainy season, right? All those things can be done in that. Sometimes we have an equipment in which we can even put rain on the sample. So the rain is happening and it can do the exposure of that as well. Temperature can be controlled right from, see, we can have a temperature of about 45 degrees here or 40 degrees here. In Sahara, we can go up to 50, 55. And in case of, the cold countries, say, for example, Canada, it goes to -20. So we can set all of those things here. Temperature control is there, radiance control is there, humidity control is there, and then black panel temperature. That's the fourth thing. With all of these things, this equipment comes, which is a right equipment to do the color fastness against light, right? So this is, again, a very, very detailed explanation can be given about the equipment, about the standards, about all those things. But this is a very simple explanation of the whole thing. Yeah. Please.
All right. Thank you so much, Manjit, for this explanation. And yes, we're already 1.5 hours into the conversation. And it still looks very young for that matter, the conversation, which is really wonderful. In the meanwhile, Mr. Rohit Chaurasia on the message says, we have purchased a tensile tester from Paramount. Quality and customer service is very excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rohit, for that. Now, Quality Fabrics says, we had some challenges. Why not, Quality Fabrics? Please tell us what was the challenge. We will be very happy to rectify it if there was a problem there. No problem. We will definitely come back to it. It all keeps happening. You may have met one of our team members. But yes, we are looking forward to hear what was the challenge, and we will make sure that we rectify each of the challenges. Yes, we are never away and never afraid of them, by the way, friends. Okay. So another question from Gaurav Verma says, as Manjit talked about the remote maintenance of the machines, he's talking about the IoT, it may be possible that planning production data is available to the dedicated maintenance team. Would there be any measure to address the concern of the sensitive data? Now, this is where he would like to, do you also get the sensitive data, and what is the maintenance? How do you manage? Do you see it? Do you not see it? What is your opinion on this? What protocol do you follow as a company, Manjit?
Yeah, definitely. It's a very, very valid question. Gaurav, thank you so much for that. Please know, when we will come to know about how you are working, how many tests you're doing, we'll be having your data as well with us. No problem at all. But please understand, my friend, the business is always done with integrity. The business is always done with ethics, right? Wherever we have reached today is because of those ethics. So we make sure no data is ever given to anybody in any way. It is only used for your own machine maintenance. And we will be happy to provide that particular data to your maintenance team as well, so that they are aware. But let me tell you, Gaurav, it is very easy. We don't have to involve anybody. Because of IoT, because of wonderful people like Deepak with us, they will tell us immediately something is going to go wrong. And we will inform you before that. And then your team can always come into action. Regarding data, please understand, it is safe and secure with us always and ever. It is not only your company. We have got data from even 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 as well. We can even give him all the data of his machine as well, only for the sake of making sure that their machine keeps on running beautifully well. And we are happy, we have been serving customers like 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 because they're into automotive. And my friends, most of you are from, textile field. I can tell you, the way the automotive people do the testing, it has been a lesson to us. We don't know. We have got a customer which is called 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲. They are in 𝗗𝗶𝗺𝗲. I can tell you, in the last 6 months, with one of our tensile tester, they could do the testing of 60,000 tests. My friend, in textiles, I have not seen 60,000 tests done in even 5 years. And they could do it in six months. But everything is safe and secure, Gauravji. Please understand, we will, because we have from so many of our customers, it will never go anywhere. The ethics and integrity lives by to give you a company which is 58-year-old and wants to go 100 years more, serving our customers always and ever.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Gaurav. I hope your question has been answered. There are still some questions. Gaurav has said, thank you so much, Manjit ji, for the answer.
My
wonderful. Now, Ranga Raju N asks a question. What will be the difference in tensile strength of fabric will be allowed when comparing two samples of same construction? What will be the difference in tensile strength of fabric will be allowed when comparing two samples of same construction?
See, the thing is, Mr. Raju, let me tell you, this particular thing depends on the buyer, for whom you're doing the testing. Normally, 1 or 2% is good enough. There's no problem, because when you'll be doing the testing of tensile, you'll be doing it with at least 4 or 5 tests at a time in the warp side and 4 or 5 tests in the web side. And then you will always take the average. And you don't have to take the average. The machine does average automatically. So you can always get, 25 kg or 24 kg or 23.5 kg or 26 kg. All of those things, we take an average and do it. But there may be specific fabrics where this particular thing is very, very important. Say, for example, in case of parachute fabric, there the accuracy has to be very, very accurate, because something goes wrong, it's a life and death effect which happens. So depending on the type of fabric you're doing, depending on the usage of the fabric, and more importantly, the buyer itself, the buyer will specifically say ±1 or 2% is okay, not more than that. I will not accept the thing. So these three factors are very, very important in understanding how much is the difference between the same fabric and in doing the tensile test, which the buyer will accept. I hope I could answer your question.
All right, wonderful. Now we promise we are going to answer each question. 45 minutes, we did our session, 45 minutes is still the question, and we are very happy because this is why we are here, to answer the people, right? Now, the Vinay Rathore says the hand of a fabric refers to the feel of the fabric against your skin. There are many adjectives that can be used to describe the hand or feel on a fabric. Words like cool, slick, smooth, loose, stiff, heavy, and stretchy can all be used to tell someone about the hand of a fabric. All right. Thank you so much, Vinay. Wonderful suggestions. That's
you,
good.
sir. Vinayji, thank you so much.
All right. Now, Mohit Gupta says, how many times the process should be repeated for checking color fastness and fastness against rubbing?
What I can say is, it is always good to do at least 2 to 3 samples, because in the testing, it is evident, whenever we do the testing, it has to be the average of 2 to 3, or in fact, till all the way to the 5 tests, because we never know. And this will also depend on the width and the shape and style of the fabric. So for example, if it is a very wide width fabric, what we do is on one of the sides, we'll take the sample. From the middle also, we will take the sample. And from the other side also, we take the sample, so that all the 3 portions can be taken care of. And we understand that is the color fastness weak on the right side or left side, or is in the center. So twice or thrice is the max. But again, it depends on the requirements of the particular fabric. See, if it's a fabric which is 10,000 rupees per meter or 5,000 rupees per meter, you need to check it thoroughly, because then it goes to Dolce & Gabbana, then it goes to Versace. They will not compromise in any way, because they will sell a shirt for 5,000 rupees. They will make sure each and every point and everything is taken care of. But in case of normal things, 1, 2, or 3 samples are good enough to take care, depending on the usage and again the buyer. It all depends on that, please.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
So the gentleman from Quality Fabrics, you mentioned about explanation of more on IoT and the buyback policy. You are interested in the IoT machines you mentioned and the buyback policy. I would request 𝗧𝗃 from our team has just now given our customer care department's number. We will be very happy to answer your questions there, because today we want to talk more about a lot of other elements which are there and a lot of more questions to answer per se. All right, now Vinay Rathore has some suggestions. That's okay. 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 says, we have an equipment which can be used for precise measurement of construction, EPI and PPI in less and is less time consuming, more faster way.
Thank you, 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲. Again, a very important thing, because if we are in garments, if we are in fabrics, we have to check the EPI and PPI. It has to be done. That's a very, very basic and an important thing. Now, we have different tools to do that, 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗃. One is a simple, pig glass, but the pig glass which we have is a little better because it has got LED lights in it. It has got a pointer in it. And as you move the pointer, it goes from thread to thread. So it becomes a very simple way. The second thing is, we have devised a beautiful equipment which is called PGLS. That's called pig glass with light and scale. Yeah. Now that particular thing is very convenient in a way that it has got 40 times the magnification. In a normal pig glass, you will get a magnification from 5 times to 10 times, even to 15 times, not more than that. But in this particular equipment, you will have a 40 times magnification. That is one. And then we have got two different light sources which are provided along with that. One is the yellow light and one is the white light. Depending on the color of the fabric, you can use, and both are LED lights. Yeah. Now, light is coming from one side. You are seeing that particular thing from the microscope. It's a small microscope, which is a very important tool. When you see through the microscope, you will see a nice scale, precise scale in that. That scale is exactly 1/10 of an inch, right? Now you put that particular small microscope anywhere on the fabric and start, counting the threads from the beginning of the scale till the end of the scale. If you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if the 7 yarns are coming in that particular scale, you just multiply it by 10, it is 70 threads per inch. Simple. Yeah. So this was required because our chairman had gone to Japan and he bought a beautiful equipment from a company called Peak, which was costing about, at that time, 98,000 rupees. And we developed the same equipment here, and we did everything as per the equipment and make it a little better for 18,000 rupees. So we saved 80,000 rupees from there. So that particular equipment is such a hot item when we go to an exhibition called ITMA. Yeah, you must be aware, there's the biggest exhibition in the world on textile machinery. Paramount always goes there. And there we take so many of these units with us. And there are people who are coming from Italy, from Germany, from South America, from North America, just to take this equipment, small equipment. And it is specifically meant for all the top managers and vice presidents and the owners, because it not only calculates the threads per inch, it will even give you the whole history of the fabric. The yarn will look like a big rope, and you can know whether the dye has gone into it or not, or whether there was a right twisting in the yarn or not. It's a very beautiful thing. If you wish, we will love to send you some details about that, and then you can go through it, and you can have that as well. Please.
Super. Thank you so much, Manjit, for the answer. Now, Mr. Vinay Rathore, you are giving some excellent suggestions in the Q&A box. I am very, very pleased with these suggestions. Thank you so much for doing that. In fact, I would request if you can put these suggestions in the chat box as well. A lot of people will be able to know about them. Thank you so much for doing that, Mr. Rathore. It is a real pleasure to have these suggestions from you. And Mr. 𝗗𝘁𝗶𝗰 Roy Chaudhary says, we purchased a series of good quality testing machines from Paramount for our wool research center in Rajasthan. Thank you so much, Mr. 𝗗𝘗𝗶. It is amazing. It is wonderful to see that and that you are happy. Okay, there is a question from 𝗃𝗺𝘁𝗶 again. He says, do you have any experience center where all your testing machines are at a display and check for their use and utilities before the customer goes for finally buying them? Would you like to say you have some?
Again, a very nice question, Chahalji, and I think this is a very, very important thing that when you experience something, it gives you much more confidence to buy that particular thing. At present, we have a plant in 𝗏𝗃, which has become a smaller plant now. We have to go into a bigger plant. So in that plant itself, we have got some things which are displayed there, but we require a big space to do that. So we are coming up with a new factory in a place called Manesar, just after Gurgaon. There's a huge factory which is coming up, in which we'll be having specific labs for specific things. But at present also, you are welcome to come to our, 𝗏𝗃 plant. We will love to show you certain things. And if you tell us in advance, we will love to see that, you actually work on those equipments. It will be a pleasure to have you with us. So keep us informed, and it will be a pleasure to, have you and welcome you there with your equipment.
In fact, while a lot of people from various other parts of the country are not able to come to our labs or present and see it, we as an initiative which we have taken in talking about quality live in action have now started going to various cities, whereby we spend time along with association and all the members and work with them, showcasing the quality live in action. I'm saying again, if you or your association wants to do this activity, please reach out to us. We will make sure that we come and set up a lab for a day where every one of you can come and see what it means to generate some amazing quality. All right. So good. Thank you so much, Pravendra, for asking these questions. Mr. Manoj has a suggestion. He says, kindly do add some PPT showing equipments, purpose, usability, and result of it would surely be effective, understandable, and more presentable moving forward. Thank you so much, Mr. Manoj Mishra. We will definitely do that. It is a wonderful suggestion. In fact, many of our next sessions will go more technical and will need we'll have a need of the PPTs coming in, but wonderful suggestions. It is these suggestions from well-wishers like you who make sure that we keep moving forward as a unit. Thank you so much, Mr. Mishra. All right. We now move forward. 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 says, nicely presented. We would like to have more details on email. Sure, Mr. Parida, we will do that. And with this, Manjit, 37 questions have been answered already. And we have come to the end where no more questions, but still 42 people in the room, which is wonderful.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you all. And in fact, you know, I, being a consultant, have had a close connect with the Paramount and seeing them grow for that matter. I've seen the level of precision, the level of passion they put into their business and creating this machinery, which is just amazing, right? And what Manjit is talking about, it really talks about the amazing knowledge he has. Thank you so much, Manjit, today for adding so much of value. And yes, what I would like to hear on the chat box, if we can have a couple of words of appreciation for Manjit for this session, it will be really wonderful. It's always good to know that you like the session, right? Now, Pravendra also says you should be having such experience centers in manufacturing clusters like Gurgaon or Noida for easy access. Indeed, Pravendra, we will definitely be doing that. Thank you so much for your suggestion. Right. So, Manjit, we come to an end of the session, a very interesting yet long, 2 hours long almost session. And I see so many people still here. I would suggest, and rather I would say, thanks to each one of them for being here and staying back for two hours to understand more. We will keep coming back with these sessions. As I said, our next session will be on 9th of September, talking about how effective fabric inspection can double your productivity. We will talk about critical steps in implementation of efficient and fast fabric inspection in garment exports. That is what we are going to be talking next time. And before we actually close today's session, Manjit, some last comments before we leave today's session. 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 in the meanwhile says, great session, Manjit ji. Manjit, some last words before we leave the session today.
It's always a pleasure to be with our customers because I learn a lot of things from them. And it is such a pleasure today that you could take out some time and share your thoughts with us. We will be looking forward to giving you much more from our side. And it is your thanks and inspiration and your beautiful words which keeps on giving us energy. And really looking forward to the next session. It will be a pleasure to be of service. Thank you once again to each one of you for sparing your time and spending time with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. A wonderful goodbye to you all. And we will see you back soon, very soon on the 9th of September, 4 p.m. And you will see some more magic getting created. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Manoj ji. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye.